Welcome to Music Monday here on the Berg. I got a very special guest, a man that has a lot of talent. We got Aleks Stoykosky in the studio today. He's a solo artist, great guitar player, great powerful voice, but he's also the guitarist with the Ford City Ramblers. I've been chatting with him off air all about some solo stuff and the Ford City Ramblers, how they got the name, whatnot. We're going to learn all about him and his band today here on the Berg. Aleks, how you doing?
Not bad. Glad to be here.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's great to have you. Listening to your music over the weekend, solo, Ford City Ramblers, the solo stuff where we can really hear your voice, man, you got a great, powerful voice.
Oh, thank you.
And a song, you're a great guitar player too. Obviously, no one with the Ford City Ramblers can hear you, but Rosalie really stuck out. I love that lick.
Yeah, yeah. That was a fun song to write.
Yeah,
that was the last song we wrote on the record.
That's that new record, actually, The Carpenter.
Yeah.
You were saying that come out on March 28th.
Yeah.
So it's really new.
Yeah, fairly new.
Oh, man, take me through the process, because that was a long process, eh?
Yeah, that was, so the writing probably took about a year or so. And then and I had this big idea to make it just an acoustic record, no drums, nothing electric. And I pitched the idea to my producer, Josh Kaiser. And the idea was I would get everybody in this one big room and we would just record the songs. And he said, you know how long it takes to get everybody so tight like that. So luckily we did a little bit of that with some musicians, but yeah, it was a really long process. But man, I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And over the years, right? Like you were saying, this is like 2-3 years worth of like material basically all coming together for one album.
Yeah, pretty much. Because there's like a big theme, I guess, behind the record. It's like I try to see it as like every single song is a short film.
Mm-hmm.
So there's different characters for everybody, and yeah, and Rosalie was actually the last one. So we did 12 songs because it's kind of, I guess, loosely based on the first song, The Carpenter's about this guy going through biblical times,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got Jesus Christ. And then we said, there should be 12 songs of 12 disciples and all that. And then we had 11 songs, and we're like, we need one more song. And then we came across, I was like, I have this song that I've written a couple years ago called Rosalie, and then it turned out to be Rosalie. And that's the song that people usually like the most. So
I mean, they were all pretty good.
Thanks.
Like really, honestly,
Yeah.
the whole album. But let's learn a little bit about the Ford City Ramblers, how they come together as well. Because you play guitar for them. Do you do backup vocals for them too?
Yeah, man, usually the main vocals.
Yeah, you're usually
Yeah.
the main vocals too.
Yeah, it's yeah. We came across me and my buddy Mike. He's a mandolin player. He's a killer mandolin player. We were just jamming sometime a couple years ago, probably 2019 or something. And then I like country music. He liked country music, and he's like, "Do you like bluegrass?" I'm like, "I guess I like bluegrass." I never really took a big dive into it. And he's like, "Well, I think you're gonna start liking bluegrass." And then we got together, started writing some silly songs, and we go to these bluegrass jams with these older guys who are skilled musicians, and they really put a fire underneath us, and yeah, we got kind of lucky for that. I guess it was just born through happenstance.
You guys sound natural. Did you take any inspiration from any bluegrass bands or artists before getting together?
Oh yeah, I totally. I mean, I think the one thing I like about bluegrass music is it's expected to play the stapled songs. The staples, because you got to play like the hits. And and within bluegrass and folk music, there are songs that are recognized that need to be sung. Like it's okay to keep on singing. It's not that you're doing covers, but like you're supposed to be singing these songs. But our inspirations for sure is the big guys like Mike's his favorite is who's he like? He loves the Stanley Brothers. Who doesn't? Mm-hmm. I love Del McCurry. I love his voice. I wish I could sing like him. I don't sing like him, but yeah, there's inspiration for a lot of different bluegrass artists.
What about you? When you were growing up, how old, first of all, were you when you got into music?
Oh, I don't know. I think I've always been around it. Like, I think my dad always loved just 70s classic rock stuff, and CCR was always really big.
Yeah.
And then if it was country, it was always like, Cash and, stuff like that. But, yeah, I don't know. I've always loved music. I always had this weird feeling. Like, I remember driving around with my dad, and I would know when the verse would start or something. Like the next verse, or like in my head, I'd say like, oh, I know that there's gonna be something coming, different from that part. And I don't know. I just always felt like I was always around it. I've always had it in me or something.
So you're able to pick out structure right away when you were young.
Yeah, that's what I felt like.
Yeah.
Like I remember thinking like, oh, I understand the language. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was weird, but yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
So when you first started playing music, what was your first love? Was it guys like or bands like CCR and Cash?
Yeah. It was totally the like the classic rock, like early '70s, late '60s stuff. Like what got me in playing guitar though was totally it's probably Hendrix. To be completely honest, like I love the blues, and that was like the first stuff I learned how to play, and I still remember I was watching his video when I was really young. It was Hendrix at Woodstock, and he's playing the song Red House, and I just remember the scene of him like looking out to the crowd, and I remember thinking, and he opens up with the first lick, and I was like, oh, man, I got to do that,
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a guitar, and then got an electric guitar, and thinking I was like this crazy psychedelic guy. And then I was never that good at it. And then I had an acoustic guitar. And I'm like, this chord stuff is pretty good.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah.
So did you take any lessons growing up, or are you pretty much self-taught?
Yeah, pretty much self-taught. The only lesson I had was like, I'll try to, make it a little safer for radio. But like, my dad had this friend. And when they were hanging out, they would give me a guitar, and then he would just teach me these chords or these patterns, and then I would just play them for hours and hours. And then it would just happen like that. They would hang out in the garage, do dad things.
So all roads led to this, right? Like you obviously owned your craft. You're literally in a band, but the solo stuff is taken off as well. How can you balance it all? It's got to be hard.
Yeah,
that's what happens when you're good.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of other projects too that I have my eyes that I want to try on, and I'm playing in my other buddy's band for his release show, Parker Ouellette, but I don't know. I don't think there's much balance. I mean, like it's strictly just I always focus on that sometimes it messes up everything else. Like sometimes when I got this little cousin, he was like, I want to learn how to play guitar too. And I'm like, well, make sure it's just a hobby because it's gonna take over your life. But yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know if I have a balance yet.
Seem to be doing all right for sure. We're going to take a break, Aleks and I here on the Berg. When we come back, Aleks is actually going to play a song. So we love having these live acoustic performances in the studio. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Music Monday. Today's musical guest is Aleks Stoykosky, great solo artist and guitar player and vocalist with the Ford City Ramblers. Been chatting with him, and it's time now for Aleks to actually play one of his songs. Aleks, this song, Cigar Box, that you're going to do, it's from your new album, The Carpenter. Can you kind of take us what this song's about, where the inspiration came from, a little run through?
Yeah, it's about just playing dingy bars and not making any money from it. I remember like the first time I made some real money playing music. I have this. I don't have it anymore. I don't think I have it anymore. I don't know where it is, but I threw it in this cigar box I had in my car, and I'm like, if anybody touches this thing, I'm dead. And then, so that's why the "Please Don't Touch My Cigar Box" thing comes from. But yeah, it's about playing dingy bars and like the lifestyle in that world and how money is so important in it.
Yeah.
But,
well, it's a great song.
thanks.
Well, without further ado, here's Aleks Stoykosky, Cigar Box on the Berg.
A 2-hour commute on 2 feet to a dingy bar at a dead-end street to a stage. The don't pay well. Holes in the wall, drunkies on stools, a broken-hearted cowboy howling at the moon. This is as far as my career as I'll go. Well, please don't touch my cigar box. It's a nightmare to any guitar player. An empty old cigar box, no money in there. Still got an hour on my set, and the whole damn bar's making same requests for songs I hadn't sung in some years. Just ignore 'em, close your eyes, says a real drunk man way off to the side, while the whole damn bar just sank into their beers. Yeah, please don't touch my cigar box. It's a nightmare to any guitar player. An empty old cigar box, no money in there. With my luck in the crowd I see a pretty girl staring at me while her boyfriend ain't around. Seen the scene a time or two, a lonely girl in a beat-up saloon. They got one in every town. Off to the right, a biker and a fool get in a fight over a game of pool. I guess that fool, he cheated, the biker knocked him down. That's my cue to hit the road. Lord, they say I got one more song and they ain't paying unless I play. Well, please don't touch my cigar box. It's a nightmare to any guitar player. An empty old cigar box, no money in there. Well, please don't touch my cigar box. It's a nightmare to any guitar player. An empty old cigar box, no money in there.
Very nice. Oh, that ending.
Yeah, I know, could use some work.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, that's Cigar Box, Aleks Stoykosky. What a great song, and very relatable for any musician out there playing bars, pubs, taverns, whatever you like. The words are great. How much of that stuff is firsthand encounters that you've had?
Well, I don't like to mention names, but that song I think is pretty. It's actually about a bar in this county somewhere. I won't mention exactly which one, but pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of that is. That's why it just flows, you know.
Yeah,
because it comes out because it's real.
Yeah, it's experiences, right?
Yeah.
No, it's absolutely great, and wow, what a talented song on guitar. Never realized seeing it in person how much. Oh my God, how much picking's going on, like all the different structures. Oh my God, man, wicked guitar player, wicked singer. When did you first kind of get told that, like, hey, stick with music? There's something there. You got something.
Actually, it was. One of the times I remember I had these songs written out. It was actually for my first record, and I was just playing them for. I think I was hanging with Mike some years ago before the Ramblers he was even a thing, and I think I was playing to him, and he's like, "You got to meet my buddy Josh," and that's how I met Josh, who's the producer at Kaiser Sound, and now we're all in a band together. Mm-hmm. But I think I had these songs I was shy about it, and I was still playing open mics and all that, and but I was like a really really shy kid, and then I guess hanging out with other musicians, and they're like, these are good songs, you should try them out, and well, here I am.
And then over time too, like performing these songs, maybe not even necessarily live in front of people, but like these other musicians that want to see them, was that more of a comforting way as well to ease into this?
Oh yeah, man, I have some stories where I just completely bombed on stage playing
really?
music, and just felt terrible. And then after, I'd hang out with musicians at like an after party or something. And that's when I'm like, hey man, people pay tickets for that, That's when I really play, and when it's when it's that kind of comfort around like other musicians. But I think it's different when I don't know, being in front of like people who just listen or something. I don't know, but yeah, it just kind of happened.
I want to go back to this. You said earlier there's some projects you're kind of thinking of right now to maybe start working on or whatever. Can you share with us anything that you're interested in?
Sure. Well, I've ideas for my my third record, and but my buddy Parker Ouellette, we want to. He just put out. He's actually coming out with a record on the 26th of this month. Something somewhere in between. It's a good record, and me and him want to put out a record together, 8 songs or something of like kind of funny duets and kind of drinking songs, and stuff like that. So, and we also have an idea of playing, doing like a completely like traditional folk thing. His roots are from out east. He's from Cape Breton, and I love like traditional like Celtic music as well as he does. And so we had this idea of doing something like that as well. Some weird instruments, maybe some baritone banjos and tin whistles and maybe a bagpipe here and there. Just stuff we talk about, but it's stuff I want to do.
Yeah. What about with the Ford City Ramblers? Anything?
We're working. I should probably talk about that. We're working on a record right now.
Yeah,
full of original songs and some staples that we play on live that people request a lot.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. The Ford City Ramblers. We're gonna get you to play a song with one of their songs as well, one of your own, basically, right? You're in the band, but Ford City Ramblers. You were saying it come together during COVID, whatnot.
Yeah,
pretty much. The name. I love the name. You were telling me, a bunch of you guys worked at Ford's, whatever.
Yeah.
That's how the name started. Yeah. But it just sounds, it's a name that resonates with Windsor. I think of a Windsor band immediately.
Yeah, Ford City.
Like, where'd you come up with the Ramblers part as well?
I think that was just kind of thinking in the bluegrass tone. There's a lot of like, mountain boys and Ramblers and stuff like that. So it was kind of like Windsor with a bluegrass flair to it.
Yeah.
So Ramblers, I guess I kind of just came up because it sounded cool.
This might be the toughest question of the day, but off the top of your head, can you think of any shows that you have solo coming up or the Ford City Ramblers coming up so our listeners can come see you or you guys? I know it's the toughest question.
Yeah,
put on the spot like that.
No, because we just played. We played a show on Saturday. The Ramblers did, and I think we. The next show, the next big show, you should come out to. It's gonna be an awesome show. It's not the Ramblers. It's my buddy Parker Ouellette's release show at the Scottish Club, Windsor, Ontario, and it's gonna be killer. It's like a huge band, and we're gonna be playing a bunch of hits. Off his record, but like we're gonna play some Hank Williams, and we're gonna be playing the record of the Edmund Fitzgerald, which I'm excited about. I don't know if that should be a secret or not, but it's gonna be out there, and it's gonna be the 26th, April 26th. That's gonna be a great show.
Yeah,
because there's gonna be fiddle players, accordion players, banjo players, mandolin players, piano players. Like it's gonna be a really happening thing. I think it's totally worth to check it out. Yeah,
that's celebrate his album release.
Yeah, the album release. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, that one's it's gonna be really fun.
Well, anyone can follow you, Instagram or the Ramblers on Instagram as well. You on Facebook and the Ramblers on Facebook as well?
Yeah, the Ramblers are on Facebook. Yeah. Ford City Ramblers on Facebook.
Cool. Alex, what song would you like to do?
Well, I'm gonna play the hit of the Ramblers. It's out everywhere. It's called "I Must Confess." It's about a man in love with a woman who's not in love with him, and but here it is. Well, I must confess, I don't love you any less since the day you walked away. Walked out the door, said you don't love me anymore. You ripped the heart right out of my chest. You ripped my heart in two, and you found somebody new. Left me in this big old house alone. You left some things behind, this picture in my mind of the day when our love was true. I must confess, I don't love you any less since the day you walked away. Walked out the door, said you don't love me anymore. You ripped the heart right out of my chest. Well, that woman left me today, Sandusky, Ohio way, down where the cold woman goes. When my day is through, bury me in the grass blue. That'll be the day I forget you. I must confess, I don't love you any less since the day you walked away. Walked out the door, said he don't love me anymore. You ripped the heart right out of my chest. Yes, you ripped this burning heart out my chest. There it is.
I must confess. Ford City Ramblers, great song. Before we wrap this up, man, it has been a pleasure to have you on. I got some rapid fire questions for you.
Okay.
Are you ready for them? So, growing up, we learned a little bit about your favorite music, Johnny Cash, CCR. If you could play on stage with any band or artist, it doesn't matter, you're going to go solo artist or a whole band, and they're dead or alive, it doesn't matter.
Great question.
What band or artist are you choosing? What song you doing with them?
Okay, well, I think my first thing I'd want to, on stage, okay, if I was on stage with someone, I really admire, I love Townes Van Zandt. He's a folk singer from like the 70s, and he's kind of niche, or if you know him, whatever. I like him, but I like to hang out with George Jones and play some songs with him. I know he likes to party, so maybe but Johnny Cash would be cool, but during just before he met June, just before he quit everything. But yeah.
Great answers. There's a few there. I've never Townes Van Zandt. The name sounds familiar, but don't think I know him.
Yeah,
sadly.
He's
any music.
He's he's cool. He's a folk singer from he's one of those guys like musicians know him. That's what people say. But he's great. I bet you there's some songs that you do know. You know what I mean?
I'll have to check him out.
He's one of those guys. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'll have to check him out. What's been your favorite venue that you've performed in so far?
Favorite venue. I do like playing Meteor downtown. That was fun because I feel like it's one of those we're like forced to dress up, and the sound's always great. The sound's always really good there, and they put your logo on the back behind you, so that's always really cool. And there's a dance floor, and people are always nice. I like playing there. I've played this cool small bluegrass folk festival on the reservation at Walpole.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. Because what I liked about it the most was it was just one microphone and right in the middle, and it was this dynamic mic, so it picks up. You can tell a secret and it'll pick up. It's so loud, and that was awesome. That was pretty fun. Yeah, I like that one.
Very nice. Now, what's a dream venue one day if you could play anywhere in the world?
Austin City Limits. Yeah, I always wanted to play there. John Prine. That's another for the first question. I'd want to play with him, but Austin City Limits, because this is John Prine. He played there, and I like his performance, and he was always a cool dude. I always wanted to play the Austin City Limits for sure.
Yeah, that's when they used to show it on TV. I don't think they do anymore. At least I can't find it anywhere. But that stuff's great. Austin City Limits. What's been your most memorable experience from a concert? Is there anything radio that you could say, or is it something like a crowd participation or someone big was there watching you? What's been your most memorable experience?
My most memorable. Who did I see? Oh, you know what? Yeah, I went to a bluegrass festival in Ohio.
Oh,
And,
wow. You've traveled around.
Yeah, I didn't play though. I just wanted to go check it out. But it was where were we? We were in Wilmington or something. It was like on the border of Kentucky or something. But my buddy Mike, mandolin player, and Josh, who's a banjo player, we all went down there for a couple days to watch, and that was awesome. I've seen a lot of cool concerts, like from like Jack White to like whatever, but like this was the coolest. I saw these guys, the Poe Ramblin' Boys, and I was like, whoa, like, bluegrass music is it, man. Like it was mind blowing. These guys were like, they're all mic'd up. No one was plugged in, playing to like this huge crowd, and then the coolest part was when we wanted to get up to grab a beer, we can. But on the coolest part was there was this giant show like a market full of guitars. So we just sat there, played guitars all day, and then listened to bluegrass. That was the coolest weekend for music ever, I think.
What about you personally? Anything from a show, your solo or with the Ford City Ramblers? Anything that sticks out?
Yeah, the thing that sticks out now, I guess, is I was playing this one show, and before I had this record out, there's a song on there, "Jesus Wasn't Born in Kentucky."
Yeah,
and it's kind of like a bluegrass song about like no matter where you're from, no matter who you are, Jesus loves you, right? and it's before I even had that record out, I sang it a couple times on like one of our shows, and I had a show this one time, and this girl came up with like a note, and she's like, "Can you play Jesus Wasn't Born in Kentucky?" I'm like, I don't even know if people were even listening to me.
Wow.
So that was pretty
That's
cool. That was pretty cool that people pay attention that way
and appreciate your art, because music is art.
Yeah, the more I get deeper into this, I'm like, dang, I think I am an artist.
Exactly. No, you are, literally. Final question for you, Alex. What's been the best piece of advice you received? Who did it come from?
That's a good question.
I like to end it on the hard ones.
Yeah, that is a hard question. One of the best pieces of advice, I think it was. I get a lot of my one buddy Benny. He gives me a lot of words of wisdom, and a lot of it is like you're writing for yourself, and people don't know what the hell they want, kind of thing. And I don't know exactly what he said, but it's always along the lines of, he's like, if you're doing it for other people, then don't even do it at all, So and I've been living by that rule of that people don't know what they want. And until it's made in front of them and they hear it, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's the advice I've been following is don't worry about what other people are thinking about your work. Just do it. Just write.
I love it.
So yeah.
Literally, be a go-getter.
Yeah.
Might as well do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, then what? You know what I mean?
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, Alex, this has been phenomenal. You're very talented. Thank you so much for coming in, man. It's been a pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to have you on air. Pleasure to have your talent grace our airwaves here at CKBG. But you're on Instagram, Aleks Stoykosky Music. The Ford City Ramblers are on Instagram as well. You're not on Facebook, or are you on Facebook?
I think
solo?
I am on Facebook. I gotta get back into doing the social game.
That's all right. Ford City Ramblers are on Facebook though. Your music, it's on Spotify, Apple, pretty much everywhere. Yeah. So
soon to be on physical.
Soon to be on physical, and same with Ford City Ramblers as well. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Aleks Stoykosky, everybody. Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you.